Well, hello again to all you happy people out there. Jeffrey Michael here, and welcome to a special edition of Jeffrey Michael's Movie Reviews Extravaganza. Now, I say special edition because usually for my movie review videos, I tend to focus on one release date at a time, and I review all the movies that were in wide release on that date. But there are times, usually during the award season, where there are more than a couple indie films that have a limited release, and then they have a wide release, and you're not sure exactly when you're going to see that movie in your area. And so, as a result, I thought to myself, I think I'll do a separate video where I'll focus on some of those indie films that are up for awards contention. So for this video, I will be reviewing the following films: Lady Bird and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. All right, let's start off with Lady Bird, rated R. It stars Saoirse Ronan and Laurie Metcalf, and is a directorial debut of actress Greta Gerwig. Now, let me start off by saying that despite its title, Lady Bird has nothing to do with First Lady Lady Bird Johnson. Actually, Lady Bird is a coming-of-age story about a high school senior named Christine McPherson, played by Saoirse Ronan, who christens herself the name Lady Bird for reasons we don't really know, so that's why it's Lady Bird. It's also about the turbulent bond that she has with her mother, Marion, played by Laurie Metcalf. So the movie starts off, they're both coming back from mother-daughter trip, and they're getting into a huge argument in the car. Lady Bird really wants to go to college on the East Coast because she hates California. But her mother really wants her to stay in California and go to college nearby because, they're too poor to afford an expensive college. You see, the mother's working overtime as a nurse. The father lost his job, and her brother and his girlfriend are living with them too. So it's all of them in one-story house with one bathroom. Talk about poor. And they get into the big argument, and then, Lady Bird ends up, rebelling by literally jumping out of the moving car and breaking her arm. What a way to start your movie, right? So the rest of the movie follows Lady Bird as she, goes throughout the rest of her senior year until she graduates, and all the while she's applying to colleges on the East Coast without her mother knowing, and hoping she gets the scholarships or the financial aid that she needs in order to get to one of those colleges. Now, let me start off by saying that, this is a little premature since the year's not over yet, but I think this is one of the best movies of 2017. And yes, you heard me. And I say this because I don't think I've seen a movie in a while that accurately depicts, what it's like to be a teenager, in the middle class. And it's amazing, like how much the movie is like being a teenager. Like, she's in art, for example, she's in theater class, and she sees a boy that she likes, and so she goes on a date with him, and she declares that she's in love with him. He says he's in love with her, and until she catches him kissing a boy, and then she's like, move on to the next guy I find cute then. And then she also has one of her best friends who's a little overweight, and she ends up drifting away from her when she, one of the popular kids, starts talking to her, and she's like, oh, I got a new friend, bye. It's teenagers, right? And the movie also shows what it's like, for a mother and a daughter bond. Like how even though they get into lots of fights and they're very tough on each other, the love is still there. And I think this movie really hits home a lot of ways. The way that mother and daughter and middle class. I mean, everything is just accurately portrayed. And also Saoirse Ronan and Laurie Metcalf, I really hope both of them, get an Oscar nomination or some kind of nomination for awards because they both did so good in both of their parts. I mean, for Saoirse Ronan, she's a little unlikable at times, so you have to have an actress who is actually likable, to pull that off, and she's definitely likable. Of course, overall, my grade for this is an A. I mean, this is definitely a movie for everyone to go and see if you want to see a nice cinema universe. Cinema experience is what I was trying to say there. Lost my words. So anyone want to see a great award-worthy movie that'll probably be nominated at the Oscars, come 2018? You better see this one quickly then. You got my approval and you better do it. I command you. Okay, I will now cover Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, rated R. It stars Frances McDormand, Woody Harrelson, Sam Rockwell, John Hawkes, and Peter Dinklage, and was directed by Martin McDonagh, who brought you such films as In Bruges and Seven Psychopaths. Now, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is set in the small town of, well, Ebbing, Missouri. One of its residents is a woman named Mildred Hayes, played by Frances McDormand, and she is angry. Angry because just months ago, her teenage daughter was kidnapped, raped, and murdered. Oh, poor woman. And she's really angry because she feels the local police did not do enough, to help her get her daughter back, or even to track down her daughter's killer even after her daughter died. And as a result, she finds out there are three abandoned billboards outside her town of Ebbing, Missouri, and she decides to put some scathing messages, to draw public attention to the incompetence of the local police. And as a result, the townspeople are all enraged of what she's done. Particularly the police themselves, of course. There's the sheriff, played by Woody Harrelson. He's silently suffering from terminal cancer, and, he is telling her, this is not going to help, get your daughter back. Well, if you wouldn't come up here whining about it, some other girl might be getting kidnapped. And there's the bumbling, doltish of a cop, played wonderfully by Sam Rockwell. And there's also the town midget, their words, not mine, played by Peter Dinklage, who kind of has a crush on Mildred. And throughout the movie, we see the townspeople and everybody's reaction to these billboards. And there's a lot of bad choices made by everybody around, and there's not some great things to go down. And overall, though, I have to say that this movie was probably one of the best of 2017. And I say that because this movie does a great job of deftly balancing black comedy with hard-hitting drama, and it also gives us such great performances. I mean, Frances McDormand, oh my God. I mean, she deserves not just an Oscar nomination, but also to win an Oscar. She probably will, actually, now I think about it. I mean, she was that good. And maybe even Woody Harrelson and, Sam Rockwell, I think the two of them, too, could also be nominated for something, for an Oscar. And I have to say, the movie overall, I mean, it tells you a good moral about, the importance of, if you, it's okay to be angry, but if you allow anger to control your life and control all your decisions, I mean, you're not going to end up living a good, happy rest of your life. Overall, I would give this one an A. I mean, it's another good film, to see if you're a cinephile or see in time for award season. So this is definitely one to catch before they announce the Oscar nominations in 2018. So go and see it. Time for the special edition recap. Lady Bird, A beautiful and realistic coming-of-age story about a teenage girl and the turbulent bond with her mother. One of the best films of 2017. Everybody has to see this one. And finally, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. A searing black comedy with an electric performance by Frances McDormand and others. Also one of the best films of 2017, so see both of them, definitely. And that'll do it for the special edition of Jeffrey Michael's Movie Reviews Extravaganza. Until next time, happy movie watching, everybody. So long for now.